you are going through and how you're hurting. He understands how just your heart been broken into. He's the God of the sun, the stars, and the sea. He is your Father. He'll calm the storm. He'll find a way to fix things for you. He will do it again. God will do it again. He will do it again. Just take a look at where you are now and where you have been. Hasn't He always come true for you? He's the same now as then. You may not know how, and you may not know when. He will do it again.
Praise the name of the Lord. I said, praise the name of the Lord. Can someone rise on his feet? We've been sitting down. Just worship the Lord. If you can speak in tongues, speak in tongues. Stretch yourself, stretch your legs. Manda Kaya Mosotorimaya. We're going into the second session. We will get everything that the Lord has for us today. Yabababababara Mosotorimaya. Manda Yamosotorimaya. Rabababababara Mosenda. Lord, we worship you. We honor you. We adore you. In a family has been roots hundreds of years before. This root dates back hundreds of years. And I will speak from the Bible. I said it's Bible-based. I'd like you to please look at 2 Samuel 21. 2 Samuel 21. And you will see that there is a problem. There was a problem there. And sometimes the problems are interconnected. The problem caused by an individual manifesting in a nation or community or in a family. 2 Samuel 21. Let me read from verse 1. Now there was a famine in the days of David for 3 years. I would like somebody who can read well to read for me. Evangelist Jane, maybe you can read for us. Can you give a microphone, please? Can you read from 1 to 9? 2 Samuel 21, 1 to 9. All right?
During the reign of David, there was a famine for 3 successive years. So David sought the face of the Lord. The Lord said, "It is on account of Saul and his blood-stained house."
The blood-stained house.
It is because he put the Gibeonites to death. The king summoned the Gibeonites and spoke to them. Now the Gibeonites were not a part of Israel, but were survivors of the Amorites. The Israelites had sworn to spare them, but Saul in his zeal for Israel and Judah had tried to annihilate them. David asked the Gibeonites, "What shall I do for you? How shall I make amends so that you will bless the lost inheritance?" 4. The Gibeonites answered him, "We have no right to demand silver or gold from Saul or his family, nor do we have the right to put anyone on Israel to death. What do you want me to do for you?" David answered. They answered the king, "And for the man who destroyed betrayed us and plotted against us, so that we have been decimated and have no place anywhere in Israel. Let 7 of his male descendants be given to us to be killed and exposed before the Lord at Gilboa of Saul, the Lord's chosen one. So the king said, I will give them to you. 7. The king spared Mephibosheth, son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the oath before the Lord between David and Jonathan, son of Saul. 8. But the king took Harmony and Mephibosheth, the 2 sons of Er's daughter, Rizpah, whom she had borne to Saul, together with the 5 sons of Saul's daughter, Merab, whom she had borne to Adbert, son of Bazileah, the Mohalahite. He handed them over to the Gibeonites, who killed and exposed them on the hill before the Lord. All 7 of them fell together. They were put to death during the first days of the harvest, just as the barley harvest was beginning. 10.
No, 9. Thank you. All right, the story is this. For 3 years, there was disaster in the nation. Year after year, there was drought. No rain, no planting, no reaping. Industries were closing down. Men and women were dying. Men became armed robbers to survive. Women became prostitutes to feed their families. And David was the king. This is contrary to scripture. Which scripture? The Bible says that when the righteous rule, what?
The people rejoice.
But they're not rejoicing. A righteous man was ruling and the people were not rejoicing. Why? If the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Psalm 11 verse 3. The Bible asks a question. How do you expect that your righteousness can take you far over an evil foundation? There was a problem in the foundation of the nation of Israel. And that was why, even though a righteous king was on the throne, they were not rejoicing. Whenever there is evil foundation, scriptures refuse to work. Whenever there are problems or family curses, you are quoting scriptures and claiming the promise. It's not working because of evil foundations. And to make things more complicated, not just that the king was a holy man, he was a prayerful man, he was a man of praise. He prayed, he praised, no result. You know what he did? He said, this binding and casting is enough. Let's go to God. What is happening? And the Lord told him, it's not you. You are not the problem. This problem was caused by your predecessor on the throne, King Saul. I can imagine that the David would say, if it was King Saul, why didn't the judgment come when he was alive? Why did you allow the man to die and have a befitting burial? And then when I'm on the throne, the judgment came. My answer to King David's question, wherever he is, let him hear my answer. My answer is from Isaiah 48 verse 9. Can someone quickly read it for me? Isaiah 48 verse 9. King David may not have known that scripture. Isaiah 48 verse 9. Somebody quickly.
Praise God.
Hallelujah.
For the sake of my name, I delay my wrath, and for the praise, I retain it for you, in order not to cut you off.
For the sake of my name, I delay my wrath. For my name's sake, I delay my anger. Does anybody know the meaning of delay? Delay is not cancellation. I defer my anger. Another version, I think it's New King James Version. So God can delay time of judgment. God can postpone judgment until the time he wants. He said, the sins of the Amorites are not
Yet
full yet. So judgment will not come yet. When their sin is full, I will strike. So you can see a family and say, but these people killed somebody. They buried somebody alive. They killed and buried, and nothing happened. Wait. You can't say yet. Wait. Is somebody listening to me? All right. So, he now said to God, what do I do? He said it was King Saul. He killed the Gibeonites. Another question. King David must have said to him, what is special about heathens? These Gibeonites were heathens. What is special that King Saul killed them? So what? It's not whether they're heathens. Something happened. What happened? What happened to solve the problem of Israel? You have to go back hundreds of years in the time of Joshua. Many problems you see today, the root of the problem started many years ago, hundreds of years. From the time of the book of Joshua, the Judges, 1 Samuel, and 2 Samuel, till chapter 21. What happened? Joshua chapter 9, 14 and 15. To solve this problem, you have to go back to Joshua chapter 9, 14 and 15. What happened there? God said to Joshua, when you enter the promised land, all of these nations, I want you to do what? Wipe them out. No one should remain. And in Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 2, Deuteronomy 7 verse 2, he said, don't enter into covenant with them. Don't intermarry with them. Joshua was a good man. He obeyed the Lord, but he made a mistake. He was deceived. A group of people came to Gibeonites and said, hey, we have been riding for a long time. We don't live around here. We heard about your God. We want your God. See our bread. Now golden. It was fresh. See our shoes. In Joshua 9, 14 and 15, the Bible says, Joshua and the elders of Israel did not ask counsel from the Lord. They entered into covenant with the Gibeonites. The Lord had told me that He is a covenant-keeping God. Many people know that. But what many people do not know is that He is a covenant-respecting God. Covenant-keeping God in the sense that if He makes covenant with you, you will keep it. But He's a covenant-respecting God in the sense that if you enter into covenant with Satan, He will respect it. He won't break it. He won't force Himself on you. So, Oga King David, there is a covenant between Israel and the Gibeonites. That's what is special about them. And in that covenant, you promise them that they can live in Israel forever. Nobody will touch you. Hundreds of years later, your descendants, the descendants of those who made the covenant, Saul killed them. So there was trouble. So, God, what do I do? King David said, he said, go to the Gibeonites. Let them help you. May God never ask you to go to heathens to help you. Yeah. May God never ask you to go to your enemies. And the only help is from your enemies. But that's what happened here. When there is a covenant, God's hands are tied. He will not help you by breaking it, but He will help you by leading you to a man, a woman, who knows what she should do. So he went to the Gibeonites. Do you know the surprising thing? The Gibeonites knew why there was a national crisis. They knew the root of the problem. How do I know they knew? They said to King David, where our sister read, in verse 5. In verse 4, we don't want money. We don't want anybody to be killed. We want 7 male descendants. Male descendants of King Saul, who killed us. We want 7 of his sons. And we will hang them before the Lord, not before Satan. And God was listening. Say yes. They are right. They are right, because he entered into covenant with them and broke it. From this story, you will learn that whether Satan deceived you or a man deceived you and told you in the university that it's a social club, he didn't tell you it was a cult. Whether you enter into covenant by mistake or you didn't even know it was a covenant through Egu Amara dance, traditional dance, or masquerade, you didn't know that thing was a covenant. You are still guilty. You know, one of the things that Nigerian police does is when they catch you on a one-way road, you say to the policeman, officer, I'm coming from Port Harcourt. I didn't know that there's one way nowhere. What will he say to you? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. That is one place that God agrees with Nigerian police. That ignorance is no excuse. Is there any scripture to back that up? Yes, Leviticus 5:17. Leviticus 5:17. If you commit any iniquity, and even if you do not know that what you did was iniquity, yet you are guilty and you will suffer the consequences. Joshua didn't know he committed iniquity. He was deceived, yet he was guilty, and his descendants suffered the consequences. So that goes back to the question the evangelist Jeremiah asked the other time. Whether your descendants will need to do the same sin before the cross comes. No. Joshua made a mistake, and his descendants suffered the consequences. So they said they want 7 male descendants. That's how some curses run. Male descendants or female descendants. So King David gave them 2 direct sons of King Saul, and then gave them 5 grandsons of King Saul. Who was the father of these 5 sons? An innocent man called Adriel, who married the daughter of King Saul. The man lost 5 sons for what he doesn't know about. Where did the cause come from? From his father-in-law. The cause came from his father-in-law's family. King Saul was his father-in-law.